Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Shankly Sessions, the Liverpool podcast that we bring you each and every day on the upper tier out there on YouTube. Head over there and smash that subscribe and bell notification button. This is your Aston Villa versus Liverpool preview coming at you this Tuesday, 8 p.m. from Villa Park. I suppose where do we start? We thought we were fucking down and depressed and all, and upset over last night's draw with Spurs. And then we have to endure City going out today and absolutely blasting Newcastle away by 5-0. So what seemed like improbable and very, very difficult has now become really, really difficult in terms of the gap is now 3 points. But more importantly, the goal difference has gone out to 4 in favour of City. Which means not only do we need them to lose a game or draw 2 games, shouldn't see that happening, but we need them to lose by a bit of a score, not just the odd goal, which I don't see happening. So it's going to be really, really difficult. And we know what the gaffer's like. We know Kloppy's not going to just ring the changes just for the sake of it and surrender the league. I don't think it's in him to surrender the league until it's mathematically impossible for us to win it. And that may go all the way to the last day, who knows. But let's see what happens. But up next, it's Aston Villa. Stevie reacquainting himself with Klopp again. Always an interesting match. A lot of history between Villa and Liverpool. Tough place to go, Villa Park. Raucous crowd. Especially on a Tuesday evening. Villa coming in, let's preview this. Villa coming in on the back of a solid 3-1 victory over Burnley. Liverpool, on the other hand, coming into the game on the back of a poor draw against Tottenham, where we just couldn't break down Spurs' defensive resilience as much as we tried. We were so blunt on the final third. Wave, and Spurs had their opportunities as well and made a fist of it. But it was a Conte masterclass, and tactically we should have known what was going to unfold. But in reality, on the pitch, we failed to figure out to react to it, either with a plan B or with a shake-up or with leaders on the pitch who would take control of that game and say, let's try and do this a different way. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. And that's just the way it goes. And so we find ourselves 3 points behind, 4 goals in the difference. So it's going to be a real uphill battle. I would hazard to guess the league is gone. So the question is, does the gaffer rotate heavily, or does he just make subtle changes there to keep people fresh for what has now become a massive game on Saturday, that FA Cup final against Chelsea, which I'd imagine is going to be an absolute belter of a game. But this is a big game as well, heading into that game in terms of the team at the moment. I'd say the morale is quite low. The disappointment they'll feel within themselves in terms of potentially letting this Premier League slip. So a big performance against Aston Villa would help in terms of moving into the weekend on the cup final. So he has a huge job, Jurgen has a huge job in boosting these guys again, get them out there, big performance. So we can go into this cup final with our heads held high and some positivity, which I think is going to be key. If you look at current form at the moment, Aston Villa in the Premier League, 3 losses, a draw and 2 wins. So back recently in a little bit of form there. For Liverpool, it's 4 wins and 2 draws. Obviously, the worst one being the recent one. If you look at team news for Villa, Jacob Ramsey has a groin injury. House has an abdominal injury, and Leon Bailey has an ankle injury. Coutinho was dropped to the bench at the week for the win against Burnley, but I'm sure he'll feature against ourselves. And wouldn't that just be another dagger in the heart if Coutinho was to do something special against us on Tuesday night? It'd be quite sickening to say the least. But I'd imagine I'd imagine Coutinho will feature against us. I'd wonder was Stevie resting him for this game. Klopp may opt for changes. I think he will definitely change the lineup. I don't know whether he'll change it as aggressively as some people might think. I think he'll still believe that there's still this small chance that something might happen. Who knows? So I think he'll still be focused on winning the game against Villa, but he'll also still have one eye, obviously, on the cup final. Now, if you remember back to the game at Anfield, was a very tight affair with only a Mo Salah penalty separating the sides, and I think this will be another tight game, won by the odd goal. If you look at Aston Villa's possible lineup, Martinez, Cash, Concept, Mings, Digne, McGinn, Chambers, Luis, Buendia, Ings, and Watkins. Very, very strong team. Concept at the back is exceptional. We all know the player that Cash is. We know how good Martinez has been in goals for them. Digne has been a great signing for them. Provides that attacking flair up that side. McGinn, who we know is an absolute soldier there for them. Chambers has been a revelation. Luis has looked like a different player. And of course, we know the quality of Buendia, Ings, and Watkins. So very, very dangerous lineup, and something we're going to have to be very careful of in terms of playing that high line. But super strong team there for Stevie. And look, he'll want to. It won't sit with him well if he gets the win in terms of the damage it does to Liverpool. But I think what it'll do is he's competitive, and he'll park that one side, and he's the gaffer of Aston Villa, and he'll know he'll have to do a professional job against us. Liverpool possible lineup: Alisson, Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk, Simiskis, Keita, Fabinho, Thiago, Salah, Jota, and Diaz. I don't know. I'm looking at that as a possible lineup there. I don't know. Would he drop Salah with the golden boot being where it is and stuff like that, or would he feel by keeping him in the side he may get a few goals? I'm not too sure. Certainly his playing in recent weeks has been very blunt, and there's probably a case for dropping him. I think Mane's play through the middle has been much better than Salah's from the wing. Jota has been quite blunt as well. I don't know, is this a side where we play Origi? Could Origi make something happen against Aston Villa? I'm not too sure. But I suppose I was thinking, well, he'll feel obliged to play Salah because Salah being so close to the golden boot, even though I'm sure it doesn't hold water with Klopp. I think he'll probably play Salah and stick with him. Diaz, I think, kind of picks himself. I don't know, maybe there's the case. I wonder how many training sessions Bobby has had. Maybe there's a case, does Bobby come in and play this game? Or has it come too soon for him? We know that he's back in training. So there's multiple options there. Does he go as far as potentially resting Van Dijk? Would he play Matip and Konate together? Would he still play Trent and switch Joe into the middle? Maybe Joe with Matip or Joe with Konate? Lots and lots of options there. But it'll be interesting to see. It's going to be a very interesting lineup when they come out. But Aston Villa will be fired up for this. There's no doubt about it. They'll be chasing an opportunity to move into the top half of the table. And we'll be looking to keep a title race somewhat alive. But it's going to be pretty difficult. You can tell by my tone. I'm pretty down after last night, and I'm really down after today. Going to go for a prediction. I'm going to back the boys to win 2-1 Liverpool. So Liverpool with a 2-1 win. Had a quick look at the betting. Aston Villa 11-2. The draw is 10-3, and Liverpool are 4-9 on. That betting profile there has been kind of consistent over the last few games. But again, I would suggest a tough night at Villa Park on a Tuesday evening. Those odds look a little bit stretched at a time where Villa are quite buoyant from a couple of good wins, and at a time where we're probably a little bit down at looking at a league potentially slipping away from us in terms of our chance of a title race, and the morale being a little bit down. But I think this is a huge game for us, and it's a game that could have implications for the cup final at the weekend in terms of guys laying down a marker to be in that starting 11, but also in terms of picking up the morale of the team. A big win against Villa on Tuesday and if we could put a few goals on the board as well, would do no harm as well. And again, it might just apply just that tad bit of pressure for Man City going to West Ham, and that's all we can hope for at the moment. But it's going to be quite sickening, that we're going to be the bridesmaid to Man City again in this league. They're just a juggernaut. They just do not stop. They just pick teams off. They blow teams away. You seen it there last week where we beat Newcastle and they absolutely blow them away. So yeah, but that's it. This has been your Aston Villa preview. Of course, let us know your starting lineup down in the comments, what you think. Let us know on the title race. I know it's slim, and most of us Liverpool fans at the moment don't even really want to talk about it, but I think the gaffer will approach it so long as it's mathematically possible. We will believe, and we will continue to fight that good fight against Man City, and not offer anything up to them too easy. If you want to contact the show, the upper tier podcast at gmail.com, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, the upper tier. And if you want to listen to audio versions of the show, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music. We will be back tomorrow night, Monday, with the Monday mashup. And on Tuesday after the game, we will be on for a match reaction and player ratings as we have all season. We're certainly not going to stop it now. We're here every day. Till next time, Reds, let's do this Tuesday night.